candidate, automatically making her it was already given on the Democratic side she was going to win. Hadn't heard of Bernie Sanders yet, really like that, and all these things. That didn't make sense to me. And then on the right side, you had Rick Perry, you had Marco Rubio, you got Jeb Bush, Ben Carson. It's like I said, this is following the election cycle, not just this year, following last 2014, 2015, all of this all-encompassing stuff. And I looked at it on the right side, and I'm like, all right, none of them people enthuse me either. Right? And clearly on the right side, same thing. They felt the same way. Hey, these candidates do not enthuse me. Ratings down. You can't get people enthused about the upcoming election. Then all of a sudden, Donald Trump hops in the game. Yes, Donald Trump hops in the game, and it's simple. You start noticing how, hey, TV ratings, they start noticing how, hey, when we mention Donald Trump, people are now tuning in. We tell a story about Donald Trump, our ratings go up. Donald Trump, never been a politician, anything like that, no political history whatsoever, throws his name in the hat. This is the whole political process throughout the whole thing. You're not going to debates and anything like that. But Donald started noticing his popularity going up. And he took advantage of this. He said, hey, I am wildly popular. Look at this. When I'm on these TV shows, he was privy to this information. When I go on these shows, when I make a speech, when I show up here, ratings go through the roof. So, yeah, I'm going to get serious about this. Yeah, I'll go to a debate. Again, debates where he showed up, where he didn't show up, the numbers were night and day. So, as a company, you run a business. You run a TV business. You're in the business of ratings. You start putting Donald Trump more and more to the forefront. Never mind the policies. Never mind any of that stuff. What is bringing us ratings? Donald Trump. There was a point in this political campaign where Donald Trump was having trouble raising money, getting those that support support the right side, support the Conservative Party, the Republican Party, getting those major donors to donate. He wasn't raising the money that previous Republican candidates had raised. Now, people that were serious about politics and take the whole political process seriously did not consider him a viable candidate. But it didn't matter. He wasn't raising money. He's not able to do these ads. If you go and look, and all of this is written, by the way. This isn't anything I'm making up. These are all stats and facts you can go look up yourself. Donald Trump, he starts getting his name out there, and he starts getting more free publicity than we've ever seen ever in this whole history of the political party and all of the elections. He gets more free publicity than anyone. There was a stat out there during the election that, and you know what free publicity is. Free publicity is just what I just gave Colin Cowherd, where, hey, keep mentioning his name, mentioning the show, mention his name, mentioning the show, you go turn into a show. That's free publicity. I would appreciate some free publicity out there. If you want to drop my name, Marcus is spelled M-A-R-C-U-S, last name Harper. Yes, that's free publicity, right? Going out here and doing this. And that's what these channels started doing. Hey, they started covering 80% Donald Trump, 20% the rest of the candidates. There were stats out there with his name being used and that being considered free publicity. Donald Trump received more free publicity than all of the other candidates combined. Second was Hillary Clinton. So yes, you fast forward, it turned into, you fast forwarded to 2016, it turned into Donald Trump versus not Donald Trump. That's what this turned into. I don't remember Hillary ever getting out there and talking about the issues or anything. It turned into, and maybe it was just what I was seeing. Maybe I wasn't looking deep enough or anything like that. But left, right, in the middle, it was all about Donald Trump. The channels that are supposed to be slanted to the left, all they wanted to do was talk about Donald Trump. Channels that are supposed to be slanted to the right, all they wanted to do was talk about Donald Trump. Why? It's ratings. That's it. That's it. Who cares if it creates chaos? Chaos is good. Chaos creates ratings. And again, you fast forward it all the way forward to this point, looking at it over the weekend, now that we are where we are at now, the president has been elected. Donald Trump will be our next president. Whether you like it or not, I believe you should respect it. So again, whether you like it or not, he is the president. I look on TV this weekend, you got people protesting, you got people being told to go back home. Trump's now the president, swastikas, all these different things. I look on the TV, flip on the news, and I see chaos. And I say, hey, yeah, it is what it is. Mission accomplished. Chaos creates ratings. TV got what they wanted. They didn't care who wins presidency. Think they give two flying flips about the presidency? They're in a business of creating ratings. So, hey, we have our chaos. All right, I went a little late. I will get to the Matthew Knowles quote of the week. Let me find it real quick. OG quote of the week from Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's Pops. Got you, and then I'll get you out of here. Fisk University's finest. Matthew Knowles supported HBCU, Fisk University. And he did a speech. Matthew Knowles was talking about being successful in the business he's in. And he's very successful. We know he's managed the career of Beyonce, Solange, Kelly Rowland, Destiny's Child, all these different things. And Matthew Knowles came from ashy to classy. Literally fought his way through the game. And he just was talking about how one can transition from their job to working in their passion. That was one of the things. He worked at Xerox. He was a sales rep for Xerox for 10 years, all these different things while working on managing his daughter's career and blowing up the Destiny's Child thing. And he said, hey, the Destiny's Child thing and being a manager, that was my passion. That's what got me going every morning. So he was just talking about getting into your passion. I talked to a lot of people. I'm out here plugging the show. I talked to a lot of people. They talked about doing podcasts. I got a Morehouse brother that's getting ready to leave his job to get back into real estate full time. Another one trying to get into comedy. And, you're working your jobs and how you work your job and get to your passion. And he had 4 rules. I'm just going to give you one, break it down real quick, and then get you out of here. Rule number 1, though, he said, was never lose your passion. He said, if you live your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. And I was getting this talk with one of my buddies that played in the NFL. And like, man, you play a game, da-da-da-da. He said, no, it's work. It's very much work. We had to be to work and put in work and all that. And yes, you are going to have to put in work, regardless of what you're doing. There's no substitute for putting into work. But I do believe when you're working from your passion, that brings greatness, and it doesn't even feel like you're working. That's what I really believe. When man is working from his passions, that's when you're going to get greatness. And when you're doing something you love, it doesn't even feel like you're working. Absolutely. So he said, if you live your passion, you'll never work a day in your life. And he asked, what is that thing that you wake up in the morning thinking about? We all deal with this. What is that thing you wake up in the morning thinking about? He said, that's what you should do. Not the job, but your passion. He said, it might take a minute. It may take 5 or 6 years, but success will come. So yeah, do it, get to it. It may not come overnight. It might take a minute. It might take 5 or 6 years, but get to it and success will come. You let me know. Talked about obtaining all the kind of information. I'm big into taking in all kind of information before I make a decision. Try to take in as much information as I can. Yeah, he just was breaking down a lot of stuff. Last thing he left was, he said it's important, and this is the last thing regarding finding your passion and transitioning into your job. Transitioning. He said, it is also important to have a plan to transition from your job to your passion. So that's what I'm working on right now. How do you transition from your job to your passion full time? Because if I could put in a full day, imagine if I could put in full days on this, how great this damn show would be. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Last 4 rules. Again, that was rule 1, live for your passion. Rule number 1 was never lose your passion. Rule number 2 was it's about preparation, not just opportunity. Russell Wilson likes to say this all the time if you ever hear him talk. The separation is in the preparation. Absolutely. And he's talking about it's about your preparation, not just the opportunity. When the opportunity comes, you need to be prepared. So put in that work to do that. Rule number 3 with him was learn to make business decisions, not emotional ones. People struggle with that. You got to learn to put business and emotional, personal ish to the side. That's the only way you're going to be successful in business. And then he said the lessons of success are learned through failure. I'm going to say it again, man. Get out here and do it. You're probably going to suck at first when you get out here and do it, but that's all part of the process. All right, I'm going to get you. I'm gone. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, mother. Thank you, father. Thank you to my parents. Thank you to my brothers. Thank you to my nephew and niece, my pride and joy. Love y'all. To my West Coast family, you know who you are. I appreciate y'all. Dex, the super producer, I appreciate you. To my Morehouse bros, to the Wolves, the Penthouse, the Fab Five, we are all we got. Family, Fab Five, if you hear this, I ran into Bjorn the other day. Yes, out in these streets. He's Penthouse finest, by the way, one of our Morehouse bros. I ran into him the other day. Thank you to the Great Northwest, to my family in the Great Northwest. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. To all the cities out there, LA, West Coast, everybody out west that's not family that listens, thank you. I appreciate it. Dallas, DC, Philly, Virginia, everybody in Florida, North Carolina, everywhere, all parts in between. I don't want to leave anybody out. Thank you to all the people here in the state of Georgia, Augusta, Statesboro, Savannah, everywhere, all parts in between. Thank you for listening. We will do it again next week. Health, wealth, love, peace, and happiness. That's all I got for you. Again, we'll do it again next week. Life is good. Deuces.